All right, mate, how you doing? I want to just ask you a quick question. Do you feel like a boy trapped in a man's body, or can you relate to that feeling at all? Because if so, this video is for you. But why the hell can I even talk about this in the first place? Well, basically, over the past few years, I've worked with a lot of men who struggle with this feeling of adolescence. It's like they're stuck in a man's body, but feeling like they've got the psychology of a child. They don't actually feel like a man. So I've had a lot of exposure to men who have this problem, and I've learned a lot about it. So what I would like to do in this video is share with you some signs that you may have what we call Peter Pan syndrome. You may have man-child tendencies. And mate, if you're watching this video, I just want to commend you already, because most man-children who have this syndrome or have this problem, they wouldn't even watch this video. They wouldn't even click it. They don't even want to accept responsibility. They'll stick their fingers in their ears and blame everyone else or whatever. So I just want to say to you that just by clicking this video and watching this, you are devoted to your growth, and I want to commend and encourage that. But I'm not just going to give you the signs, okay? With each sign I talk about, I'm also going to give you an actionable step, a practical takeaway, something that you can do to kind of reverse that step, so that you can become the more mature and grounded man that you know you are capable of being. And if this video helps you, mate, and you want to show me a bit of gratitude, then just click that thumbs up icon, because it really does help my channel. But first, let's just talk about what is Peter Pan syndrome. What is this? So Peter Pan syndrome is a sort of psychological set of behaviors that are adolescent or childlike in nature. Even if this guy might be 30 years or 40 years, or in some cases even 50 years, he's actually showing up to the world as you'd expect a teenager to show up. And this causes all kinds of damage to his relationships. He struggles with intimate relationships. He struggles to really experience the full depth of his potential in his career. He struggles with his mental and emotional health. And I'll get into the specifics in just a moment, but I want to talk about how this actually forms and what's the foundation of Peter Pan syndrome, because you'll watch a bunch of videos on YouTube about this, and they're all very surface level, but I'm going to drop a few levels deeper, and I'm going to tell you Peter Pan syndrome at the fundamental core level is a fear of life. And what does that mean? That means fear of suffering, fear of emotional feelings, okay? And this means denial and avoidance of life, okay? But where does this come from? Okay, why do some people have a fear of life that cripples them and keeps them stuck in like adolescence, and why do some men not have that at all? Why are some men able to just dive into life, make things happen, have the confidence to make stuff happen, etc.? Why is that? Well, here's the reason. If you have man-child syndrome or Peter Pan syndrome, then this stems from a lack of initiation into manhood. Ancient societies, our ancestors, had rituals and rites of passage that would take a boy, usually around the age of 14, from being a child to a man, initiate him into the challenging world of men and of life, to meet life head on at the edge of his comfort zone, and to be fully awakened to life in all of its suffering and dark aspects, okay? That's what a father should do. But the problem is, we live in the age of the absent father, okay? The emotionally absent father, the passive father, the weak father, the literally absent father, okay? So many of us don't even have a father. Our father fucked off when we were younger, or he went and had another family somewhere else, or his attention was on his work and he wasn't even there. We live in an age where so many boys are experiencing this. So they're not experiencing the initiation into adulthood that would lead them to not have man-child syndrome, that would lead them to be a powerful, courageous man. They're just not having that met, that need met. When a man is absent, a father is absent in the dynamic, what often happens is the mother picks up the slack and she becomes an overbearing, suffocating mother. And this overbearing nature creates an emotional dependency in the boy towards his mother, which further keeps him stuck in adolescence and rejecting and avoiding of diving fully into life. This is what happens. So now I've explained how this forms, I want to go through 5 signs, 5 sort of surface level symptoms that you may have Peter Pan syndrome in your life. So the first sign that you have Peter Pan syndrome is sexual compulsions. This means having tons of different sexual partners, but not really ever going deep or intimate with any of them. This means a compulsive relationship to masturbation, compulsive relationship to porn. Why does this happen? This relates to what I talked about at the start of the video. If he has an unconscious attachment to his mother for a sense of safety in the face of life, then unconsciously on a deeper level in his psyche, he is looking for mummy. Okay? He's looking to climb back inside the womb. He obviously can't do that, but his psyche is seeking comfort in the face of life. And what's the cheap substitute for climbing back inside the womb? Women and sex. This is what he's looking for. How do you overcome this? Cut the emotional umbilical cord to your mother. I do have a video on this elsewhere on my channel. Make sure you check that out. The second sign, you are uncommitted. You start tons of different projects. You've got tons of cool ideas for things that you might want to do, but you don't start any of them. And the ones that you do start, you do not finish to completion. Why? Because finishing a project to completion, going on the messy, chaotic journey from point A to point B and all that lies in between means going on your own kind of hero's journey, where you're going to face life in its fullness, its dark and its light aspects. But because you've got a fear of life, you don't want to do that. You resist it. You're happy to start. You enjoy the dopamine thrill of starting something, but you resist depth, which means you resist facing life fully. How do you overcome this? Pick one project that really matters to you. Devote yourself to completing that project, or define a point of completion. Stick with it. Refuse to step off it. No matter what bullshit your mind says, no matter what bullshit fear says to you, stay with it. Grow, develop, adapt, overcome. Continue to completion. Pick a new project, repeat the cycle. This is growth. This is how you become a mature, grounded, powerful man. The third sign is anxiety. Constant anxiety. The fear of life actually manifests as literal anxiety, generalized anxiety, just about pretty much everything. Anxiety in the body. How do you overcome this? Well, you develop a relationship with anxiety that's completely different. Right now, if you have anxiety and you feel like you've got this Peter Pan syndrome, then what you're likely doing is resisting anxiety. I don't want to feel this anxiety. I want to get rid of it. I don't like it. Push it away. You need to embrace anxiety. Change your relationship with it. Befriend it. Move into it. And realize that the place in life that you are the most afraid of, there lies the treasure that you seek. The fourth sign is that you avoid responsibility and you avoid commitment. You have an attachment to some childish notion of freedom. Let me tell you a quote. Let me tell you something right now. The immature man finds freedom in the absence of commitments. The mature man finds freedom in his undying and unrelenting devotion to that which he values the most. To deal with this, you need to clarify what's really important to you. You need to take full responsibility for how your life has appeared. You need to be aware of that little victim voice and choose one thing to make a serious commitment to. For example, I'm committed to you. I'm committed to this YouTube channel. I'm committed to helping you. This is something that helps me overcome my inner man-child, for example. And the fifth sign is lying and dishonesty. Avoiding intense feelings. Avoiding life means a man-child will routinely lie or distort the truth to appear sort of greater than he really is. And also deceive people from really seeing his childlike, scared, afraid self. Children lie all the time, and this is a necessary developmental stage. But when you're stuck here, you're stuck in adolescence. You're avoiding facing life and the messy nature of human relationships. So to overcome this, what you need to do is you need to start becoming aware of all the ways that you lie. Little white lies, fibs, bullshit. Notice when you do this, reverse it, start telling the truth and accept how life shows up to you. Instead of lie to create the life that your little ego wants, tell the truth and allow life to land how it should, because that's the life you are destined for when you tell the truth. So at this point, mate, you're probably thinking, fuck, I'm such a loser, I'm such a child, how the fuck am I even dealing with this right now? I'm such a pussy. Whatever judgments your mind is making, you're probably making a bunch right now. But one thing I just want to say to you is, it's not your fault, mate. The society does not prioritize creating powerful, healthy men. You don't really get any guidance. You're expected to just know it. You're punished when you don't know it. So just look, have a bit of self-compassion, okay? You can be way more powerful than you've ever been before. You can create a life that you want to live. I promise you can do this, man. But there's an aspect to this I've not talked about before. So I want you to click this video next, because I'm going to dive into, in this video, how to actually take there's like an inner child that's wounded, that's what creates man-child syndrome in a big way, you need to reparent that part of you and become your own loving big brother. And in this video, that's exactly what I talk about. And if you need further help from me, mate, make sure you click that link in the pinned comment down below. You can learn how to work with me directly, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.